Do you ever wake up and think, today is the day I might die? It's crazy, right? Today might be the day your life can change in a split second, and maybe it can be from something so preventable that the fact that one small mistake from something we thought was such an innocent activity could be the difference between life and death. Mick Hart was here by Barbara Park. I just want to say right off the bat that this isn't the kind of story where you get to meet the main character and you get to like him real well and then he dies at the end. I hate those kind of stories. I don't want to make you cry. I just want to tell you about Mick. But I thought you should know right up front that he isn't here anymore. I just thought that would be fair to you. It was a bike accident. It was about as accidental as you can get to, like Mick wasn't riding crazy or dodging in and out of traffic, and both of his hands were on the handlebars. His tire just hit a rock. He skidded into the back of a passing truck, and that was that. I'm only 10 months older than he was. I was planned, but Mick was a surprise. He loved it too, being a surprise. He was always teasing my parents about it, telling them that even before he was born, he could outsmart 2 chemistry majors with birth control pills. I remember the first big caper we pulled together. We scratched the letters F-A-R-T into the new driveway that had just been poured next to our house. It was, without a doubt, the funniest thing anyone could have ever done in the history of the universe. And it's amazing how a little fart in the driveway can totally lose its humor when your father sees it. You know, I've heard that sometimes when the people you love die, you forget their voices, but I haven't forgotten Nick's, not yet, anyway. I have a weird kind of memory. Like, not once have I been able to remember my parents' anniversary in time to buy them a card, but I can still remember the exact conversation I had with Santa Claus when I was in kindergarten. He said, "Ho, ho, ho," and I said, "Your breath smells," and he said, "Get down." It wasn't much of a chat, but the point is, it happened 8 years ago, and I still remember it like it was yesterday. I guess that's why it doesn't surprise me that I can remember everything about the day of the accident. See, Mick said he needed me to ride his bike home because he was going over to this kid Dylan Rigby's house after school, but I said, "Sorry, I've got soccer practice after school, plus I've got a ton of books to carry home tonight." And he said, "Great, now I have to go to the kid's place all by myself, and I don't even know where he lives." And I said, "Oh, no big deal, you'll be fine." And he said, "Gee, you're cool." And then he just walked away. I didn't even get to say goodbye. So I'm running sprints at soccer practice when I hear the sirens, and it bothers me that I'm still kind of hypnotized by the sight of the ambulance. I don't want to be one of those freaks who gawk at accident scenes, but I am. I think. Because as soon as I see the flashing red light appear over the fence, I can't take my eyes off it. The ambulance is getting closer to the field now, but instead of speeding past, it seems to be slowing down. Then it slows down even more and turns the corner in front of the building. My stomach starts to churn. I don't like having the ambulance turn there. By now, it should be speeding off to someone else's neighborhood, a neighborhood where I don't know anyone. Then, all of a sudden, the door of the ambulance flies open and my dad comes rushing out. And I close my eyes, and I just wanted it not to be Mick. My dad pulls me close, and then he sort of cradles my head in his hands like I might break or something. And then, in a voice so faint, I can barely hear him, he whispers the words, "Thanks God." Yesterday was the official 1-month anniversary of the accident. I used to think that anniversaries only celebrated happy things, but now I know that they're just a way of measuring time. I went to soccer practice after school. I didn't feel much like running though. All I wanted to do was sit on the sidelines and think about Nick. Right across the field from me, a group of workmen were putting up a new set of bleachers. They were setting them in concrete, so it was pretty obvious they were going to be there for a while, but I decided to wait them out. It was almost dark when they finished. I still can't believe no one stayed behind to guard the new sidewalk they just poured. I mean, you've got to be crazy leaving wet cement unguarded at a junior high school. Especially if there's an 8th grader who's been sitting across the field watching you all afternoon. And I was totally calm when I did it. I walked over there, I bent down, and I wrote, "Mick Hart was here." Because he was. And for 12 years and 5 months, my brother was one of the neatest kids you ever wanted to meet. And I just wanted to tell you about him. That's all. I just thought you should know. Thank you.